Welcome to your daily discussion with Dena. I invite you to join me right here daily. Now, the topic for today: Reuters examination of members of the sitting Congress that ancestors actually owned black slaves. It is an eye-opener, and in a sense, it kind of explains why we have not as of yet received actual reparations. It is because of this current link that we have to the institution of slavery. We seem to think that it was way, way, way far off, but many of the people that are in Congress that are representing us, they were close descendants of the people who enslaved us, and they are supposedly here representing us currently in the United States Congress. Now, Reuters.com has a very interesting and easily maneuverable, informative website. You simply key in the name of the politician and all of their data comes up, all of the information. It tells you the direct ancestor, the number of people that black people they enslaved, and how many generations removed. It gives a lot of comments and statements as to what the person said when they were given or told this information. You simply key in, once again, the name of the politician, and the information comes up. A very well done database. All of the information about their ancestors, again, who were the enslavers, as well as the name of the black slaves they owned and the price that they paid for them. The Reuters examination focuses on the most powerful U.S. office holders of today, and many of whom have expressed their strategic positions on policies as it relates to race and reparations. And many of them have expressly denied that reparations are owed or due to us. It really does a good job of revealing in detail the extent of those leaders and their ancestral connections to enslaved black people here in America. And as they use the term America's original sin, I learned about former President Obama, former President George W. Bush, and former President Jimmy Carter's ancestors, who all had slaves. They named the ancestors, I've said, and they also give the name of the slave. That is very, very detailed. Now, along with that, I learned about U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina, and even Elizabeth Warren, who is a U.S. Senator from Massachusetts. You can check it out for yourself. You simply key in the name and all of the history pops up. I found it to be very informative and useful, especially in our efforts to attain reparations as well. I also heard an interview with Harry Smith of NBC News actually did a report in regards to Reuters' examination and gathering of this important information. Let's take a listen.
This was the family place right about here?
Right about here.
We're in Portsmouth, Virginia, with Black history scholar Cassandra Newby Alexander.
Jesse Brownlee owned 3 slaves.
Remember that name, Brownlee. Slaveholding was quite common here, says Newby Alexander.
In Virginia, about 50% of the population owned slaves.
Democratic Congresswoman Julia Brownlee grew up in Virginia.
The only African-American black individuals that I knew were the women that worked in my house, who would clean and iron and cook some.
Brownlee's worldview has evolved dramatically since then. The self-described pragmatic progressive was recently informed that several generations ago, her forebearers were slaveholders.
On the one hand, I wasn't too surprised. On the other hand, when they said your great-great-grandfather had 2 slaves and a child slave, that really hit me really hard. It hit me very, very hard.
Through public documents and family records, a Reuters examination discovered at least 100 members of the last sitting Congress had direct family ancestors who were slaveholders. more than a quarter of Republicans, 8% Democrats. So too, every living American president except Donald Trump.
When you learned that, did it surprise you?
Not at all. Power is something that's often inherited, and so is privilege. And those who owned enslaved people were privileged people.
Not privileged, the enslaved. Congressman Gregory Meeks has sought his family's past for years. Records are sparse or non-existent.
I want to know now, who was that person or people that was able to survive the horrific slave trade? How did they survive, being whipped and chained in slavery?
The connection to slavery seems more than an interesting historical footnote. Yet when contacted by Reuters for a response, 67 of the 100 congresspeople who are direct descendants of slaveholders had nothing to say, offered no reply.
It tells me that either they're ashamed or they don't care.
Would we be better off as a people, as an American people, if we better recognized the truth of our past?
Absolutely. Unequivocally. We have to keep teaching it and putting it in front of the American people.
There are many black descendants of slaves that may find the Reuters information helpful, that have been struggling to process or even find further information about their enslaved ancestors, so this may possibly assist you. Again, Reuters provided the politicians' names, places, and circumstances linking their families to slavery. This is very important and powerful information, and yes, it does make it hard for these people to be in denial when they have the specific facts right in front of their faces. The slave schedules, the tax documents, estate records, family wills, last testaments, they are all analyzed census records, antebellum tallies of enslaved people, family Bibles, newspaper accounts, as well as birth and death records. Reuters has done a wonderful job. I read a lot of wills that were listed on this site. And these Caucasians actually bequeathed black enslaved people to other family members as you would animals, objects, or property. It really does a very good job in showing the connections between today's decision makers, lawmakers, and their ties to black slavery in the United States. Again, I encourage all interested to go and check out this website, reuters.com, Reuters.com. There should not be a question of receiving reparations, whether or not we should receive. That's not even a question, because we should. The question should be how much and what resources that we are due. Now check out that website, subscribe, and leave me your comments. This has been your daily discussion with Dena. Ta-ta!
This concludes the Daily Discussions with Dena. Join us Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.